In this video, we're looking at non-law specific resources for your research, and I want to highlight two online services that I think will be extremely helpful for your research. Both of the ones that we're going to look at are subscription services, and they are both available through the main university library. And in order to access both of these, you can get to it at the main library's homepage, which is libinfo.uark.edu. And we're looking at that page now. I'm going to go down here right in the middle there where it says articles, and I want to find article databases by title. And the first one I want to look at is the Web of Science. Now, don't let the name fool you. This is an article database that contains scientific information, but it's not just scientific information. It's also social sciences, psychology, sociology, even some broader humanities, areas in the humanities. So it's a very comprehensive database. You'll see it listed there, and we're going to click on that, and that will take us into the database. Now, a few things to note. We are searching in the core collection, and if you click on that drop down, you can see these are other collections that we could search within. Basically, it's a single search box, and we're not going to expand that this time, but I do want to show you that you can limit. Let's say if we're only interested in articles from the last 5 years, that is always a good limiter to set. So we are going to set that 2009 to 2014. And you do see, if you click on that more settings, which databases are part of the core collection. In this case, you'll see what we want to note here is that these are mostly indexes. Now remember what I was saying, the difference between an index and a full text database. An index is going to have article information. It's not necessarily going to have the full text of the articles that you want. In this case, the Web of Science, while it is a great resource for finding articles, is not necessarily the best place to go for full text articles. So they do a pretty good job of linking you out to the full text if it's available through your library. So we'll see what I'm talking about more in detail once we do a search. So let's continue with our search for urban agriculture, and we're going to go up to that single search box. You'll notice the default is on doing a topic search, which would be a subject search, and we're going to type in urban agriculture in quotations. And hit search, and there you go. We see we get 345 results. So these are all articles that were published within the last 5 years on the topic of urban agriculture, and we can scroll through there and notice that we're not seeing any full text. And part of this is that you'll notice it's the sort by publication date, newest to oldest. And because there is a lot of interest in this topic, there's a lot being written about it. Look at how many of these are very recent. This is November 2014, so November 2014, October 2014, September 2014. These are very recent articles, and most publishers will not release those articles online for a period of months or years, which doesn't mean that you can't get it. It just means that you would have to do an interlibrary loan, and with an interlibrary loan, we would contact a library that actually had this journal in print and get the article for you. Sometimes I've seen turnaround on that, on an interlibrary loan for an article, be as short as a couple hours, and sometimes it takes as long as a couple weeks. So just plan accordingly when you're doing your research. Now, because most of the articles that we're looking at here are not full text, I want to show you two examples, one where you'd have to do an interlibrary loan and one where you can get the full text from another database. So the first one, let's say we're interested in this article here, and we're going to take note of the page numbers, the volume number, the issue number, and we're going to click this Find It button there. And you'll see nothing comes up. If there were an available full text, it would say something here. But we are going to look in the library catalog and click on that first one. And you'll see here, all right, so we've got an internet resource available in print in the law library, and we click on that. And this gives you all the information about this journal that we hold here. So because that is an article from 2014, you'll see the coverage on that, 1989, so we're not going to get it there. This one goes to 2013, but doesn't go to 2014. So that is why we can't find the full text of this article. We would have to request this via interlibrary loan. Let's go back to our search results. Now, I wanted to show you one where you could find the full text. And just to get there quickly, I'm going to search for, within the results, for the title of this article. I'm going to put the title in quotation marks, not just the price of food. And that brings up our article. And I know that it's not full text here. I'm going to click on the Find It button there. And you'll see we've got a variety of options. Full text available online, full text available online. We're going to click that first one. And so from here we can click get the PDF and we'll get the full PDF version of the article. So that is a very crash course in using Web of Science. I want to change focus and look at another database, the AGRICOLA database. AGRICOLA is a database that is provided through the National Agricultural Library, the NAL, and you may have heard of it before, you may have used it before. The database is available for free, just indexing through the National Agricultural Library. We're going to look this up by title here, and you can see there it is. We've got it on EBSCO, and then here is the free version on the National Agricultural Library. If you go to the National Agricultural Library, you can look for articles, you can look for books, but they are only going to be indexed, very, very little full text. But the subscription service through EBSCO will have a lot of the full text, and so we're going to click on that one and we'll be taken in here. And this should look familiar from the Index to Legal Periodicals and Books full text. It is the EBSCO interface. However, it is a different database. What we're going to do, just like we did with the Index to Legal Periodicals, we're going to click on indexes there. We're going to select here subjects all and search for urban agriculture. And we're going to browse through the indexes, and you can see there's urban agriculture, and we've got 191 records in the database on urban agriculture. And then various permutations of urban agriculture, some of them geographically specific. We're just going to choose that top one there, add it to our search string, and click search, and we see what comes up. I'm going to go ahead and limit this to the last 5 years again. 2009, and that narrows it down just a little bit, and we want those that are available with full text, and that limits it even more. And you can see some of these results will cross over with what we've seen. Notice that these are very much more scientific rather than social science compared to the Web of Science. So if you're looking for more scientific data, the AGRICOLA database would be an excellent one to choose. Again, a very crash course in using these databases. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I want to show you also that over at the University Library there is a subject specialist in the area of agriculture. And so if let's go to databases by subject, choose agriculture. And then you see Necia Parker Gibson. She is the librarian over at the main library, Mullins Library, and she would be happy to help you. If you're searching one of these databases and you get stuck, or if you need a little bit of research help, feel free to contact her, and her contact information is right there.